I review a lot of micro-budget movies, something you'd know if you watch basically any of my reviews. Despite this, I have a lot of respect for some of these directors just putting themselves out there, so why do I still ridicule them despite the fact that they clearly don't have the resources other films have? It's a question I've asked myself and have also been directly asked by one of the people whose movies I made fun of. And since I plan to review another one of his movies in the near future, I figured now's as good a time as any to address this question. Nothing against you, Nichols. I was gonna cover this topic eventually anyway, you've just given me an excuse to do it. So, why do I review micro-budget movies? I can break it down to three main reasons. First, because they are absolutely not above criticism. Maybe this is a different discussion, but I hear people say all the time you can make fun of anything, which I disagree with. Not everything has something worth making fun of, but nothing is above criticism. Political movements, religion, and especially movies are subject to having their flaws exposed. Things like bad writing and bad cinematography aren't things you can blame on the budget. Plus, I frequently demonstrate on my show how I could do something better than whatever I'm reviewing. And I operate on nearly $0. There are plenty of good micro-budget movies out there. One of my personal favorites is a film called El Mariachi, which I've mentioned a few times before. The film was made for under $7,000, and according to Robert Rodriguez, most of that went to film stock, meaning it actually cost closer to $1,000. But hey, we're not all Robert Rodriguez. But take a look at Brad Jones's Hooker with a Heart of Gold. My biggest problem with this film is the production value. It looks really crappy. But I would never do a full review of it because my only complaint can't be, they had no money. Secondly, because the Streisand Effect. Probably most people understand what the Streisand Effect is, but if I don't explain things in unnecessary detail, these editorials would be way shorter. So, Kenneth Adelman was a photographer taking pictures of the erosion of the California coast and incidentally took a picture of the house of Barbra Streisand, resulting in Streisand attempting to sue Adelman. Before the suit, the photo had been downloaded 4 times, 2 of which were from Streisand's own lawyers. Now it's the first image that pops up when you Google Streisand Effect. Thus, the term was coined to refer to how attempting to cover something up or dissuade someone from seeing something only draws more attention to it. I don't have a huge reach, but I have the potential to turn at least a few people's attention towards a movie. So which would I rather draw people to? This bullshit that I hate and everyone's already heard of, or some hilariously awful micro-budget film I enjoy but no one has heard of? Seems like an easy choice to me. And finally, because I do this for fun. I don't write reviews for movies I haven't seen, and I have to watch it once to write a review of it. So I have to watch every movie I review at least twice, plus I watch most of it again while editing. If I'm gonna spend that much time with a movie, I want it to be a movie I enjoy. I reviewed one of the worst movies I've ever reviewed earlier this year, and I was miserable. Part of that had to do with external factors, but working on such a god-awful movie didn't help. Plus, I think funnier movies just make for funnier videos. I've reviewed some mainstream Hollywood films, but they're all movies I think are a lot of fun. Now, not every film I review is one I'd recommend. I also review a lot of movies with titles I find funny, because what would you rather see a video about? Some lame Hollywood picture that dozens of other YouTubers have already talked about? Or something called Dahmer vs. Gacy? One thing I like about other YouTube critics is getting to see what I never would have watched myself. Like, I care nothing for the Wrong Turn series, but I appreciate that Phalis reviewed all of them so that I can know what happens in them without actually having to watch them. So I make videos about movies I'm curious about. What happens in Terminator 2 Shocking Dark? Oh, it's annoying bullshit. Glad Matt watched that and not me. So that, in short, is why I review micro-budget movies. They're interesting, I want to draw people's attention to them, and they're easy to make fun of. And with that, I'm gonna go write a video about 10 minutes.